In the heart of Lagos, a city of dreams and boundless potential, true progress isn't just about buildings and commerce. It's about empowering people, fostering growth, and building a sustainable future. At ProvidusBank, this isn't just a philosophy, it's a promise.
ProvidusBank is future forward bank.
Whilst overseeing the entire strategic objectives, strategic goals of the bank, we also ensure that our action points, our initiatives are aligned towards reaching or achieving our goal.
In terms of sustainability, we try to focus on the community and say that we're a sustainable-driven bank.
And this involves several things, which include strategic partnerships and, of course, ensuring that our relationships align with what we do in order to get us to where we want to go to.
Banana Island, a beacon of modern Lagos, faced a unique challenge balancing its vibrant urban life with a need for green, sustainable spaces. ProvidusBank stepped in with the Biporal project, a vision to transform the landscape one tree at a time.
With respect to Biporal, it's three things, or will I say three-pronged. First, it's community. Secondly, it's partnership. And of course, it's a CSR initiative, more or less like giving back eventually to the society or community around us.
We chose that location not just because there is a high-profile place, because looking at that span of land, we could say that when that community was coming up, a lot of evacuations was done, and knowing that it's a community where people would definitely get to live and to bring up children. So we try to see how we can give back to the community and try to plant trees and make people get fresh air, clean community quite all right.
The community has been a strong one, but the introduction of Providus supported us in ensuring that the social interaction is better and is a lot more robust.
Before this partnership with ProvidusBank, we just had the children's playground that entertained mainly our children.
We had one football pitch at the other end.
Furthering that conversation, we decided to do much more, and we built the sports complex known as the Bamisoro complex within the community.
Fathers, you are welcome. Go in there and showcase your skill.
With their support, we were able to then create 2 AstroTurf football pitches, 2 tennis courts, and one of them doubled as a basketball court.
Over dribbling, he dressed the ball and dressing like a caterer. Dressing an icy sugar on the wedding cake.
Over time now, we hear people say there are tournaments going on in Banana Island. Top of your head, once you hear tournaments, you wouldn't do that on the road. You know that they're definitely using the amenities we put there. And the same thing too with the football. You hear banters happening to say, oh, this team from ProvidusBank, from Ikoyi, from Chevron. And I mean, once you just mention Banana Island, I know that that's the pitch that was given from ProvidusBank. So yes, it's a positive feedback in terms of success. It's well used.
The ATM gallery has really helped. This has served the other part of the estate, and what we've seen is that residents are able to do a few interactions such as withdrawing cash and all that here.
Which we're proud to say is one of a kind in that community. I mean, giving out fresh minted denominations.
There was support in upgrading the garden area as well.
I see people do gatherings there.
With what we have, especially this recreational park, we don't need to go out every time. 10, 15 of us will come here, we bring things from our homes, we have picnics here, you know, even for our young people.
Even old citizens, they look at the view and say, this was donated by ProvidusBank.
Now we're more communal, so we're connecting as a community. Our children are getting to know one another.
Why exactly? Well, environmental sustainability, which we take very passionately, and youth initiatives, and then economic empowerment. So basically, that's why we say we try to align that with our values for Biporal.
As a bank, we're very, very intent on leaving lasting impacts in different communities around us, and that speaks to our community engagement. We saw Biporal as an ideal partner.
It's a welcome development, our partnership with ProvidusBank, and we're very happy.
They are quite pleased with us, and they have reciprocated our gesture by having a relationship with us in terms of opening bank accounts, especially for the community, and some of their major stakeholders and executives. So I mean, for us, it's community, it's partnership, and it's also CSR.
But ProvidusBank's commitments to growth extends far beyond enhancing physical spaces. It reaches into the very heart of Nigeria's economy, its small and medium-sized enterprises.
At ProvidusBank, we create initiatives that helps businesses prosper.
Providing capacity building for SMEs.
Our flagship program was the ProvidusBank SME program.
We launched this program 5 years ago.
We were able to train about 50 SMEs when we first started the program.
So what does ProvidusBank do for SMEs? The first is access to finance and funding. The next is access to markets. The third is access to knowledge and capacity building. And then the last is access to tools and platforms that just help with running your business and for efficiency, which as a bank, we're a future forward bank.
Some of the SMEs we've had engagements with were House of Oni and Zaitigo.
The journey to the Providus initiative came out from us just wanting to keep learning.
So I was trying to really get structure in the business.
We started to feel like we were losing touch with some of the basics, and we wanted to get back into a space where we get reminded as a company.
So the selection and training for these initiatives actually depend on the specific program. SME program is sector agnostic, right? We're focused on any kind of business as opposed to our ProvidusBank She Thrives program, which is for women in business. And then we also have the Green Business Management program, which is for businesses in the green economy space.
The training process was an interesting one.
It was a very interesting experience. Got to meet a lot of people.
Like-minded people who were almost on the same journey or similar journeys. Just bounce of ideas, bounce of energy. I mean, that was the highlight for me.
It's everything. So I can't really just say, oh, it was just the classes or it was just a teacher. I can't say it was just my other classmates. I think it's everything as a whole that actually helped out with the experience.
Another key thing was the quality of the facilitators that we had. So it was good to sit in class and have someone pour into you from their wealth of experience.
We partnered with Enterprise Development Center, that's EDC. We've partnered with Nigerian Climate Innovation Center, which is NCIC. So they are the ones that facilitate the training, while we are just the financial partner that comes in.
Most of the lecturers tried to make it as interactive as possible, which I think was a great idea. So that way you're also learning from other people's mistakes and everything.
So that was what the Providus program did for us.
Obviously, we've trained over 300 SMEs just with the ProvidusBank SME program, and it's just been incredible and watching them grow.
The experience elevated my business. Talking about staff, it gave me a better direction on how to manage and handle them. It allowed me to understand better what my tax people were saying.
One of the classes taught us about how to manage our resources. A couple of weeks back, we had a situation where one of our batches failed, and this is like a really large batch. Typically when that happens, we will cut our losses and we will just keep it moving. But because of something that I had learned from the class and the network of colleagues that I had, I was able to connect with someone who was into pig farming and say, oh, hi, I have a failed batch of yogurts, which is basically milk. Would you like to buy this for your pigs? For me, that is priceless.
All those things as a whole elevated my experience, elevated the business, where I went from one event in Port Harcourt to now having 3 events a month in Port Harcourt. Abuja, we have like about 4 events in Abuja. Then now we're in Enugu. So there was now a better growth plan because there was a better structure. So like I said, everything as a whole helped to get me to where I am.
Currently, we distribute across 225 retail stores across 8 cities. That sounds impressive when you hear about it, but it's nowhere near where we need to cover, especially around the Nigerian market. So in the next 12 months, what you'll be seeing a lot of is us, speedily and aggressively going into stores, increasing our distribution. So we want to increase distribution by over 500% in the next 12 months. So what we're doing in this time is to set the infrastructure and set the groundwork for it, which I think we're pretty much done, and then we start deploying in a couple of months. That is what our plans look like, yeah.
And when they came in, they were not so grounded as they are now. We could identify some areas that need improvement, which the training, of course, helped them, achieve. And also seeing them grow now, it's more satisfying to us as a bank, yeah.
Basically, it's having that close relationship and monitoring them to see that there are people that can do better just with our help and a little push.
The SME program, like I said, is sector agnostic, right? You don't have to be a ProvidusBank customer. I think that's the beauty of it. If you're a business owner, you run at least 2 years and above, and there's a turnover, criteria as well. If you're doing revenue that's actually good and you're trying to basically say, I want to go from point A to point B, then the SME program is for you.
If I were to say something to business owners, I think the knowledge that Providus offers through this program is priceless. I mean, it's not something you should think twice about.
Multiple reasons why you should take the class. If you're going to look for anything apart from the experience and the knowledge, networking, relationships, and the experience, you never know what can happen in the future from that. So that would be the big thing.
Trust me, the minute you step out of that classroom, you are no longer the same business person that, got into it.
Looking at SMEs in the future, what would pertain to them? We look at environment, we look at the economy, we look at what can differentiate them, and economic empowerment, basically, that's basically what it is, how we can support their local businesses.
ProvidusBank's commitment is clear: to be a true partner in growth, standing side by side with the entrepreneurs and young Nigerians shaping our collective future.
While we say yes, sustainability, we try to bring that in people's ears and heads, but then we look at infrastructure. What are the gaps that could come in infrastructurally to say that this is what we can provide in terms of digital banking, in terms of social inequality. So that's the angle that ProvidusBank is looking into. Future Forward Bank.
And we're also going to use this as a prototype for reaching out to many other communities. And I can say that we have already started doing so, talking about the tree planting, for instance. We've done that in quite a number of estates. Talk about the Magodo estate, the Atlantic View estate as well. These are what we think we can replicate in many other communities around us. It's just to show that we are committed in terms of our relationships with these communities.
We cannot thank ProvidusBank enough.
Providus, thank you so much for what you've done.
It's a big gratitude saying thank you for the experience, because it actually did help me out in my process.
Thank you for offering businesses the opportunity to learn. With knowledge, you're able to do a whole lot more than when you just throw money at a problem.
We are so grateful to ProvidusBank.
Thank you so far. We like the partnership, we enjoy the partnership, and we encourage you to do more. You've made a lot of difference to the quality of life in the state, so ProvidusBank, keep going. Thank you.
If you're not with ProvidusBank, what you're missing. Go to Providus. That is the bank today. Thank you!